Hey guys, welcome to the channel. You are watching Zaza K Creations, and my name is Keisha, and I'm sharing my sewing journey with you all on this platform. So I am on my way to my very first fabric swap. Yes, I am finally going to get out there and go to a fabric swap. I've seen so many folks talk about in their area going to a fabric swap and sharing their experience, and it just seems like so much fun. So I did find one in my area that I'm going to head out and experience tonight. And I'm going to take you guys along with me. So I don't have really anything in mind I'm looking for in terms of what I can bring back. I'm just going to go for the experience, and if I see something great or something that I'm intrigued to swap, then I'll go ahead and grab it. But I just want to go for the experience and just kind of meet some great people and, you know, that kind of thing. So I almost didn't even go tonight because it has been freezing cold here in Maryland, like all day. The wind has been whipping and doing what it wants to do. And because I am like really warm at home, I wasn't gonna go, but I remembered that the one I'm going to this evening, I believe they only do it twice a year, like fall and winter. Then there's one they do in spring and summer. And I knew if I didn't go out tonight, I probably would not catch it again until spring or summer. So I'm just gonna go ahead out. Okay, so the dog is barking. I literally just threw on a t-shirt and a sweater. It's not the best look, but I'm just gonna run out, check this out, and come right back home. So I am going to try to do a video while I'm there to show you all what I'm seeing and the experience, if they allow me to do so. And if I grab anything, I will be certain to come back and share that also in this same video. Okay, so let's go ahead to the fabric swap.
I'm gonna go put this back. Hold on. Fall over.
6 o'clock.
Harry Potter, Burger King.
I'm gonna let myself bring this over.
I'm too powerful.
Is there any room? But like if you don't say, then you're like on the yarn table.
No, it doesn't go with yarn.
You say are you dress or stretch?
It's so sweet.
Y'all, I don't know how to sew things for clothing.
Right now, I'm going for style.
Yeah, that's the end. That's the end right there. Right here. We do have scissors and measuring sewing tape. Thank you by the end of the table. Okay, yeah. You good? Okay.
So cute.
Whew. So that was the footage I was able to capture. What I did was just did a quick walkthrough, and then once I did the walkthrough with the video, I went back and selected my fabrics. So I got there about a half an hour early because I wasn't sure about parking and location and everything. So I got there at about 5:30, and when I walked in at 6 o'clock, you would have thought people had been there like for at least an hour or two. People were in there like going in on their fabrics and their swapping and all that. So that was good. So I got there at 5:30, like I said, and it was just a really great time. So this is something that I really feel like I could look forward to doing like every time they have this event. So I was speaking with Bird. She is one of the organizers of the event. I think there were a couple others, but I know her from YouTube, so I was talking to her at the end, and she was saying that they do this event twice a year. So while I thought it was like fall, winter, spring, summer, it's actually 2 times a year, but it's based on the locations that they can have host the event. So it's definitely twice a year, and it's based off the availability of different locations. So the next one I suspect will probably be, sometime around when the weather starts to break a little bit. But it was really, really nice. I did meet a young lady while I was there. We exchanged numbers. She has been sewing for 6 weeks, and she showed me a picture of this beautiful jacket that she has sewn. So I definitely was like, oh yeah, we probably should be sewing buddies and talk a little bit more about our sewing journeys and things that we're doing. So it was really, it was packed. It was so packed in there. But everybody was nice. Everyone was like just very friendly, helping each other out, looking at different fabrics and talking about their ideas and plans. And it was just really, really great. So at the end of the event, they offered a tour of the facility. And I did not know that this facility even really existed in the area, but apparently it's just like a really big, I'm gonna say open studio space. I wasn't able to record the tour. Honestly, you guys, I was just tired at that point. I was really tired, but I wanted to actually see what the facility had to offer, and they have lots of different studio spaces for rent. It was really big. I think it had like 2 or 3 levels. You can rent a studio to do like woodworking and metalworking and digital printing. There's a 3D printer in there. Like if you really just need like studio space to do your crafting activities or your wood shop projects and things like that, it's definitely a spot worth checking out. It is called Open Works, so that's the name of the facility, and that's where this fabric swap was hosted tonight. So yeah, I would say this is something that I, again, am definitely going to be doing whenever I know it's coming around. I've already joined their mailing list. I already started following them on Instagram a while ago. But yes, I'm definitely going to be looking out for when they are doing their swaps. So much so, I really think I want to volunteer. I just want to be able to get out and just like be among people who enjoy the craft of sewing. There are so many people that really enjoy it, and there's so much to learn from so many other people. And I really just want to have community where I can, just go and meet new people and talk to people about sewing and get ideas and share, just be a part of a community right here in my area. So I'm really thinking about volunteering when they do their next event, whenever that will be held. All right, so here we go with the good stuff. All right, now I told y'all that I went there and really did not have a clue about what I was going there to look for. I had nothing in mind, but I came back with two bags of stuff. Two bags of stuff, two bags. Oh, did I say that the stuff was free? Oh, okay. So yeah, you can donate and then you receive. So you give and then you receive. So you are able to, when you walk up, they weigh your bag just so they can keep track of how much they're able to actually take in for the event. And when they do that, you just walk on in. If you don't have anything to donate, then they ask you to do the QR code to join their mailing list or whatever that is. So, yeah. But that was pretty much it. It is a free event, open to the public. I mean, people were there who sew, crafters, just really, really good. It was really great. All right, so now we really are going to get into the things I wanted to share in terms of what I purchased. So I'm going to try to get through this tonight because I don't want to come back to have to do another video on this. But here we go. So I got a lot of heavy fabrics. I'm hoping that my lighting in here is okay because I literally want to take this stuff from here to washing machine. I don't want to have to traffic it through the house. So I did pick up this gray. It's like it feels like a flannel. So it's not a whole lot. One thing to tell you is they do not accept scraps. I think that's what I saw on their information. And if you donate fabric, it needs to be at least a yard, no less than a yard. So everything I have here is more than a yard. So yeah, so I got this here. Has this nice little speckle. I was thinking a pair of pants, a skirt for my daughter, something like that. And I got this gray. I love gray. And some of these, it tells you how much you have on here and some of them not. But so this was one where it didn't tell me how much I actually had, but it feels like a pretty decent amount. So I'll grab this. This is just a knit. Can never go wrong with a knit. And the quality of that feels really, really good. So got this blue knit. Royal blue is one of my favorite colors, so I did pick up this royal blue knit, and it has a little bit of a print, not a print, but a design on it. If you can kind of see that. Yeah, so I thought that was nice, and it is a knit, two-way, doesn't stretch this way, but it does stretch here. So I grabbed this. So I am really noticing now that the weather's starting to break that I really need to start working on pants. I think I've said this before, but sometimes when I think about the cost of trying to purchase fabrics that are like, heavyweight for pants, it can be a little pricey. And because I need to get about, probably no less than 3.5 yards, I look for alternatives in terms of trying to do pants. So I got this gray, and I think this was in the upholstery table. Oh, one more thing to add. So at the event, they had everything kind of on tables. So there's a table for your knits, there's a table for your miscellaneous fabrics, there's a table for like wovens, there's a table for like your silks and like your trims and your tulle. Then there was a table for books and notions, a table for yarn and knits. So they had like these 5 or 6 different tables. And for the entire 2 hours, as folks were coming in, they were still dumping stuff on the table. So it was almost like for the whole time that the fabric swap was taking place, if you brought in stuff, they just put the stuff on the table. So you could walk away and think you're done at a table and go back and see something new that just came in. So it was something that I really, I enjoyed. I really enjoyed that. Anyway, so I got this fabric here. It's just a charcoal or dark medium gray. Thinking pants for this, and I got quite a bit. I don't know how many yards I have of it, but it was nice and thick, and I was definitely thinking pants or skirt. Actually pants, because I told you guys I need to make pants. So I got that. I got this black. So this black is actually, yes, this is a knit as well. I'm trying to figure out the stretch on it though. It's not, this might be what you might call a stable knit because it doesn't have a whole lot of stretch at all, but just a black basic knit, lots of yardage on it. So for me, it wasn't a question of whether or not I was gonna get it. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot of it. So I made sure I grabbed that. So when I saw this, I was thinking pants and suiting. So this here, the person was kind enough and they put on here that is 2 yards plus big scraps. So yeah, it says 2 yards plus big scraps. So 2 yards of this plus some scraps. And it's like a charcoal gray with a red or like a pink pinstripe going through it. But thought that was really cute. I actually have a pattern in mind. There was one that I just looked at in my stash that I purchased at the McCall sale with Hobby Lobby that I think that would look really nice in. So yeah. Got this animal print. You guys know I like a good animal print, so I saw this. I was looking for fabrics that gave me like lots of yardage. I'm learning not to purchase or not to bring home a lot of different small pieces or, you know, smaller cuts of fabric if I don't already know exactly what I'm going to do with it. So for me, one thing I did know, I was going to be looking for lots of yardage. So I do have this here. And honestly, this could be a dress, PJs. I think I actually own a PJ set that looks something like this. So I'll probably do like a dress or just a cute knit top or something like that. But I got this and it's a nice knit. Somewhat of a 2-way. Not really sure if I would consider this 4-way or not. The stretch is not as, you know, doesn't have a lot of give here. It's a lot more give here. So I got that. And I got this here. This is a black, like a velvet sort of, you know, I don't know, pants. Black pants, a cute skirt, a cute black skirt. I've got so many patterns. I'm sure I can just make that work. But again, it's solid in color, so I wasn't gonna leave it on the table. You never go wrong with just like grabbing your solid colored fabrics. Now this one here, I looked at this, honestly y'all, I looked at this here. 3 yards. And I looked at it once, walked away, came back, looked at it again, walked away, came back again. I saw some hands on it, and I thought to myself, all right, self, if you walk away again and come back, that fabric will probably not be there. But the reason why I wasn't 100% sold was because I wasn't really sure. So it's this waffle. It's called linen waffle weave. It's 3 yards, so there's a lot here. And it says it's good for toweling or bathrobes. So, but I was thinking as I was looking at this for the last time, I was thinking to myself, I saw somebody do something and they used a waffle fabric. And I don't know if it was a waffle knit fabric or if it was a waffle woven. But I remember seeing it and thinking to myself, well, that would be really cute. Sometimes when I see fabrics, I'm like, I like it, but can't automatically envision like what it would look like in a garment. But because I saw it 3 times, the 4th time, lots of hands were touching it, I said, I don't want to leave here and regret not grabbing that waffle. So honestly, guys, even if I just did like a robe or some kind of toweling, that would be fine. I'm going to go online and just try to see what kind of garments or what are some nice things I can make using a linen waffle weave. So, but I like it. It's soft, it's blue, it's just very cute, very pretty. I can definitely see this as something for the summer, spring and summer. So I have been on this this thing where I've been really looking at upholstery fabric, especially when it comes to making winter garments like skirts and pants. So whenever I see a nice amount of upholstery, and I like the print, I'm prone to go ahead and grab it. So these are actually curtain panels, and I have 2 of them. So I got this panel here, and these are huge. I'm not even going to begin to open them and show you how big they are, but they're really, really big. They're really huge. And I was in fact thinking a pair of pants. And because I have this one and I have the second one, I was even thinking like a pair of pants and a vest and maybe even a skirt if I had enough fabric to get a skirt out of it. Maybe like a little mini or something, not mini, but something right above the knee. But yes, I grabbed this. Now, I had my hands on this and I was looking because it has this this lining piece in it. So I don't know if this is something I would keep in here or take out. That's something to be determined. But I do like the fact that it is here, and whatever I do make, because this hemline is here. I'm calling it a hemline, but see that's already there. I would likely keep that with the pants, but I'll have to see, look at it a little bit more because it is a little wide, but yeah. But I got 2 of these. This is one of the last things I picked up just as I was about to head out. Oh, they did do a raffle as well. They raffled off some really nice items. I didn't get anything, but the gifts were nice, and I think everybody whose number was called was there except for maybe one person. They had to skip over that number and move on to the next. But yeah, nice little raffle they did. All right, let me go over and get my other bag. All right, so this bag, I told you all that as I was as people were in there shopping at the tables, they were still dropping stuff off and people were like still coming in and bringing stuff to the table. So I know I must have gone to those tables probably every bit of like 10 times because I wanted to make sure I wasn't overlooking something that just come in. So when I did that, my last round of going to the tables, I picked up this pink knit. I was thinking for my daughter. Now, this is pretty thin. It is thin, but I was thinking this could be like a nice little spring vest cardigan. I have a new look pattern I'm thinking about right now, but I know I have others as well that I could make this out of. I love like the long dusters during the spring and summer, so this could be a long duster. I could do one for myself, one for my daughter, but I don't have a lot of pink in my wardrobe, so when I see pink I try to grab it if it's something I really like. So I do have this. I did pick up just some lace trim, or I don't know if you would call this, is this lace or just eyelet? I guess lace. Yeah, we'll call it lace. Lace. Now this is a small cut, but I don't do a whole lot with lace anyway, so this would be just perfect for a nice trim or something, just to give something a little feminine touch. So I got this, and it was actually these two pieces. On that same table where I got the lace, I picked up these shears. So I'm calling them like the shears that you would have in your, for your curtains or whatever. I picked this up, so I will get this washed. And again, this could be just a really nice spring top, white. There's a lot that you could do with something like this. So I grabbed two of these. Where there were smaller cuts and there was like multiples of them, I was able to grab the multiples. I really did make out on this, like it's crazy. And then I got some more royal blue fabric. This is was this a stretch? Yeah, this is a knit. I don't know what kind of knit this is. This might be a stable. Is no stretch at all this way, but they're stretched this way, so maybe a two-way. But yep, got that. Thinking a nice skirt, maybe pencil skirt, something like that. I'm gonna save the best for last. A gray. So I looked at this and I wasn't sure, because as I was stretching, I was like, the recovery on here is not that great. If you look at this, wait a minute guys, I got a phone call coming in. The recovery on here is not that great. Like when I stretch it, I don't know if you saw that or not, but when I stretch it, it doesn't really go back. So while I got it, I was thinking this would have to probably be something for my little one, because for one, it's not a whole lot. And for myself, I feel like I want to be able to do something that if I use this, I would like for it to have some nice recovery. So that would be something I could do for her, some pants or a skirt or just something cute. And then I picked up this one here, another blue. So this one on here, they were kind enough to say that this is a 1970s navy blue zigzag double knit polyester, 3 yards already washed. So that's this here, and it's just that navy blue. You know what I was thinking? Pants for sure, because that's what I need. And that is what I have. All right. So this one here, all right, so they actually had rolls and rolls and rolls of fabric. I don't know if you saw any of that in the video footage, but on some of those tables, they had like how when you would go into Joann's and you would see, maybe not as big as the upholstery, but how you might go to a fabric store, like maybe an independent fabric store, you would see the big, huge, just rolls of fabric. Yeah, they had a couple of those, and folks were like cutting off what they needed, what they wanted in terms of yardage. So I did see a couple, but I didn't do any cutting because it was a little crowded, and I just didn't want to go through the hassle of really like feeling like I was being rushed to get the fabric and cut it and all that. So I didn't do it at first. But once things started to settle down a little bit and folks started to clear out some, I went back and I saw this fabric and I said, huh, let me put my hands on that. Let me put my hands on that. And I did. And I don't even know what kind of upholstery this is, but this was on a roll of upholstery. There was lots of it, and I saw some other folks who cut some and they took what they wanted. And I saw it as I was ending my rounds at the table. And there was a lady who was staying there with me, and we both were looking at it and we were just talking about how beautiful it was. And I said, Ray, this is like so gorgeous. I'm like loving this. It's shiny. It's like a pale champagne, like a pink pale champagne or something. It's hard to even describe this color. And I just kept touching it and kept touching it and kept touching it. And then I asked the lady, I said, well, I feel like I want to get this, but I just don't feel like cutting it. Like, I don't feel like I want to cut it. She said, it's probably not much on there. So she and I both looked at it and we rolled it out, and it wasn't a lot left. It was enough to do something cute, but it wasn't enough to be like, yeah, let me cut that and leave the rest for somebody else, because someone else would have been probably upset. So I got it. And what I had envisioned with this is probably like a coat of some sort. This is just so pretty. A coat maybe with a matching clutch. Probably nothing big because there's not a whole lot on here. I probably got at best maybe a yard and a half, if that much. But it is wide, so I don't know. If I can't get a jacket or something out of this, I'm definitely going to do like some kind of purse, a bag, just something cute and just like poppy, because this is just really nice. Okay, so that is it for the fabrics I got from the fabric swap. I did get a couple of patterns I'll share. Okay, so I did grab a few patterns as well, and I have 2 books. So let me show you the 2 books first. The first book is Fashion Design Course. It's Principles, Practice, and Techniques, the Practical Guide for Aspiring Fashion Designers. And I like to look at the copyright dates on some of these books because I want to make sure that they are, pretty current in terms of like trends and techniques. And the copyright on this book, I think, was like 2022. Yeah, copyright was 2022, so it's not too bad. 3 years old. So I did grab this, something I could just kind of sit in bed and just sit and read through and look through. Yeah, I'm just kind of paging through it now. I really do want to learn how to do sketching. Not that this book is going to teach me that, but as I'm going through it, I'm looking at some of these sketches, and I did say I wanted to take a course in learning how to sketch, but that's for another time. So that's that book. And then I got this book here, Curtains for Beginners, and it is by Coates and Clark. Curtains for Beginners. Seems so easy. So I remember when I was sewing, or not sewing, but a couple years ago, we had some renovations done to the house, and I was talking to the guy who came in here to do the blinds, and he was just saying like, oh, if you sew, you could really like make some really decent money doing like making curtains for people. And I kind of like, I'm not interested in making curtains for people, but I do want to make curtains for my home and for family and things like that from time to time. So I do know that there is a technique to that and a skill to that. So I saw this book and I said I would go ahead and grab it. All right, so now we're going to get into the patterns. So I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail about the patterns, but I did grab a couple of Vogue patterns, a couple of Simplicities. So I got this one here, $83.79, very easy Vogue. So there was a lady who came in as I was at the pattern table for the third time looking at patterns, and she just dumped out a bunch of patterns, and I felt like all of her patterns were like for me because for one, the sizes were what I would look for, and the style were things that I would actually look for. So I think this is one of the ones I picked up that she dumped on the table. I'm saying dumped, but she just placed them there. And I have this cape here from Vogue. This looks really easy to put together, and I'm sitting here thinking right now I have a fabric upstairs I think this would look really nice in, so I'm hoping that this would work. Medium weight woolens, cashmere blends, or fleece. Yeah, I think what I'm thinking about will work. Another very easy Vogue. I don't have a lot of Vogue patterns. I don't have many that say very easy, so I did pick up the ones that I liked from Vogue Very Easy line, and those that are in my size. Very cute. Was there another Vogue? Yeah, here's one. Okay, and then here is the other Vogue pattern, Very Easy Vogue. Cute. I like that. I told you guys I wasn't ready for this crop look, but I might be. I don't know. For home. For home. All right, so let me see. All right, so I actually have this Simplicity pattern, but I bought it very early in my sewing journey, and I purchased the wrong size, and I could never find this one in my size, like when I was going through the stores like Joann's, and I wasn't about to go and like buy it again, but I found it, and I feel like this is in my size now. So it's this pattern here, which I think is very cute. And I got two McCall's patterns, two McCall's patterns here. This is MP 678. Oh, I wonder if the P means petite. I don't know. I have never seen MP before, but this is the McCall's pattern. That top is cute. And here is another McCall's pattern. And I think all these came from that young lady who came in and dropped off her patterns. And I was so glad I was at the table when she came, because I was able to kind of get like first pick on what she had to offer. So, yep. And then the last pattern, or the last item to share, is this Simplicity pattern here, and is $80.94, and it's from, or it says it's inspired by Project Runway. So, what is the date on this one? I don't know. Let me see. Inspired by Project Runway. But what is the date? 2016. 2016. And it's this one here. This look here is what caught my eye. I like that. All right, guys, so that is it. That is the end of what I have here to share. Again, I really enjoyed the fabric swap tonight, and I am definitely going to be making it my effort to attend the next one and also volunteer if that opportunity presents itself, which I'm sure it will. So yeah, if you are interested in attending a fabric swap in your community, you should probably just go online and just look up like fabric swaps near me and see what comes up. You might even want to go onto Instagram, like maybe social media, and just do like fabric swap in maybe your area and see what comes up. But this is a really great way, especially the way the economy has been going. And, you know, with it being really hard to find decent fabric sometimes, or we don't have the luxury of just getting up and going to Joann's to get what we need. You know, there are other independent stores and shops that are trying to fill the gap for us. But all that to say, is a fabric swap is definitely the way to go. It's also a great way to clean out your current stash, right? And then, you know, take something and then bring something. But then you're not really cleaning out your stash, right? You're kind of like still keeping the same stuff in space. But look, you decide what works for you. But definitely check out a fabric swap, and I know, trust me, you will not be disappointed. So what do you think about the things I have here? Any ideas? What is like maybe your favorite fabric or your favorite pattern? Share it below. And I want to thank you for watching. I am going to get ready for bed. I am tired, but until we come together again, take care and God bless.